So today we have the guy who has just accepted an offer for a PhD directly after completing his bachelor's from the University of Adelaide, Australia. He has done internships at prestigious places like Georgia Tech University, USA and IISc Bangalore. His name is Sai Siddharth and his aim is to help the world by following his passion in research. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host Naman Monga and you're watching Bahut Scope Hai. Today's topic of discussion is the scope of research.
तो भाई और बहनों, आपका स्वागत है आप सबके अपने पॉडकास्ट जिसका नाम है बहुत स्कोप है। और आज हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं साई सिद्धार्थ भैया। तो भैया आपका स्वागत है हमारे साथ।
थैंक यू ब्रो।
तो सबसे पहले तो आपको कैसा लग रहा है हमसे मिलकर?
मुझे तो बहुत बढ़िया लग रहा है आके।
सही है भैया। अच्छा, सबसे पहले तो आपकी इंट्रोडक्शन से स्टार्ट करते हैं कि नॉट इन टर्म्स ऑफ द अकम्प्लिशमेंट्स और द थिंग्स दैट यू डूइंग, बट इन टर्म्स ऑफ कि आपका इंटरेस्ट कहाँ पे और आपके फ्यूचर प्लान क्या है।
ओके, मेरा इंटरेस्ट तो रिसर्च में है। आई लाइक टू वर्क ऑन कंप्यूटर विजन प्रॉब्लम्स एंड मोशन एनालिसिस या नॉलेज जनरेशन फ्रॉम कंप्यूटर विजन। फ्यूचर में तो यही प्लान है कि फिलहाल तो पढ़ाई कर लूँ एंड पीएचडी खत्म करूँ एंड उसके बाद एकेडमिया में रहने का प्लान है। आई प्लान टू बी इन द एकेडमिया। दैट्स माय पॉइंट सो फार। फिलहाल तो यही प्लान है, पता नहीं क्या होगा।
अच्छा, रिसर्च के अंदर एग्जैक्टली लाइक कौन से टॉपिक्स या कौन सी फील्ड में आप रिसर्च करते हो?
हाँ, सो आई वर्क ऑन मोशन एनालिसिस, लाइक कंप्यूटर विजन से जो वीडियोस आता है, इफ देयर इज एनी पर्टिकुलर टाइप ऑफ मोशन, in simple words, activity recognition, or even I try to take multimodal data. Multimodal means you get both audio and video from say from TV, for example, and how do you make sense of that data so that it can be represented or it can be queried. So these are the areas I work on. I also work on agriculture and agriculture and computer vision, robotics and computer vision. So these are the broad areas I work in. Yeah.
सही है। तो अगर हम अब स्टार्ट करें तो लेट्स स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द वेरी स्क्रैच कि आपका इंटरेस्ट लाइक शुरू से लाइक कौन सा ऐसा पॉइंट था जहाँ पे यू थॉट लाइक कि हाँ मेरे को रिसर्च में आगे।
So मुझे एक्चुअली मेरा फर्स्ट ईयर में क्या हुआ था, वाज लकी, लाइक फर्स्ट ईयर समर में आई गॉट इनटू एन इंटर्नशिप एट IIM अहमदाबाद। एक प्रोफेसर है, हिज नेम इज प्रोफेसर अनिल कुमार गुप्ता। तो एवरी समर ही होस्ट्स अ फ्यू इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट्स where they form teams and try to solve grassroots problems. By grassroots problems मतलब जो problems बहुत below poverty line पे लोग face करते हैं and we need to address those issues. So in that way वहाँ एक problem था जहाँ animals आके they come and eat crops up, right? So this is problematic, right? It will be a loss of income for them. हमको खाना ठीक से नहीं मिलेगा and all that. So we start, there were people there who were working on that problem. वहाँ लोग क्या करते थे, जो थापर की बगी प्रोजेक्ट में हम वो थे ना HC05, the buggy sensors, the buggy sensor, what do you call it, ultra UV sensors, right? So उसको फेंस पे लगाते थे और जैसे एनिमल आता था, they used to inform the farmer saying that the animals, and then some chain of actions used to happen. But हमको लगा ये काफी scalable नहीं है, because what is the range? They're like hardly few meters or few centimeters by the time destruction would have happened. So we came back to Thapar. I had a very good set of friends and team in Thapar. So we started working on solutions for this problem. So that is where I actually started computer vision. Like जैसे अगर कई field खेत में हम खड़े हैं and then we see animals, we react to it like instantly through our eyes, right? That is where I started, like ऐसा कैसे कर सकते हैं, these questions कैसे solve कर सकते हैं human जैसा. That is where I started entering computer vision and deep learning. तो वहाँ हमने ऐसे किया कि वेब कैम्स डिप्लॉय किया था फेंसेस पे, and they say these animals come, we do basic object, I was in second year or first year, so we do object recognition, and then through IoT we send an SMS to the farmer saying that hey, your farm is under attack. तो फिर वो आके उसको सॉल्व कर सकता है। तो ऐसा शुरू हुआ था मेरा, and from then on वो करने के बाद दूसरा अपॉर्चुनिटी आया and then ऐसा बढ़ते गया. That's the point where I think it took a turn.
सही बात। तो अब रिसर्च का थोड़ा इन डेप्थ जाते हैं कि आपकी जर्नी इन जनरल रिसर्च में कैसी रही है। लाइक यू हैव इंटर्न्ड एट अ फ्यू प्लेसेस, तो अगर एक एक करके हम उन पर डिस्कस कर सके कि हाउ डिड यू गेट इनटू इट एंड व्हाट डिड यू डू इन दैट।
हाँ, so yeah, I told you right, in the first year मैंने ये हुआ था। तो उसके बाद second year के time there was this GES summit where Ivanka Trump came to India. So when Ivanka Trump came to India, there was this robot called Mitra which welcomed both Ivanka Trump and Modi. तो उस time I just started studying computer vision, थोड़ा courses किया था। तो थोड़ा बहुत आइडिया थे कि क्या कर सकते हैं क्या नहीं कर सकते. सो व्हेन आई सॉ दिस रोबोट मुझे लगा यार ये तो काफी सही है, इंडिया में पहली बार ऐसा कुछ रोबोट बन रहा है. It's the first of its kind in India, and I thought maybe there are some ideas I had instantly, like we can do this to the robot. So then I started cold mailing to the company Invent. I cold mailed Balaji Vishwanathan. He's from Quora. He's the CEO. तो उनको cold mail किया था कि ऐसा मेरा ideas है, maybe in the summer I can intern with you guys. That went well. So मैं यहाँ आया था. यहाँ आने के बाद I picked up ROS, like ROS is robot operating system. Then I worked on certain projects in computer vision for the robot. So I started picking up again a bunch of new things. I didn't actually start research perfectly, but I started picking up skills I needed. So ROS is something I picked up, deep learning is something I picked up, computer vision, and then another thing is reality. मतलब जो हम पेपर में लिखते हैं और यहाँ जो रोबोट में करते हैं बहुत फर्क होता है, तो वो रियलिटी सीखा. तो in this way my computer vision became a little stronger. And इसी time में the work we did with this object detection and these crops with this animal vandalism that got published in one conference. It's not a fancy conference, but काफी low end conference है, but उस time पता नहीं था, वो गलती है मेरा. I don't know, मैं बस excited था कि हाँ publish करना है तो कर लिया. So but okay, that's how it started anyways. So then and I met a few colleagues, a few interns in Invento जो Georgia Tech में पढ़ते थे. तो उन्होंने बोला भाई तुम्हारा प्रोफाइल अच्छा है, व्हाई नॉट अप्लाई टू इंटर्नशिप्स इन जॉर्जिया टेक एंड अदर कंट्रीज. तो मुझे पता चला कि ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं, प्रोफेसर्स को लिख के कर सकते हैं. तो मैंने ये किया था. देन आई स्टार्टेड राइटिंग टू अ बंच ऑफ प्रोफेसर्स एंड वहां one of them strike and I was like 400 ईमेल लिखे थे different प्रोफेसर्स को across US and Europe, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में. तो एक क्लिक हुआ. तो माय थर्ड ईयर समर में थापर से एक महीना बंक मार के छुट्टी I went to the US. So I went to the US at Georgia Tech. So वहाँ I started working on a very interesting research role. I think that is an area where I wrote some of my best pieces of code. I don't know about research, but I wrote some very good code over there. So we started working on a research project where we have LiDAR. LiDAR is a 3D mapping device you can use. It's a light emitting device. So what we did there is we put LiDARs on cars and we took it across the roadways. We're trying to map roads, right, in 3D. And after that, the project involved in identifying traffic signs. So अभी भी मतलब US में ऐसा होता है कि you have to go. I mean, the people can sue the government if there's a missing traffic sign or a traffic sign which is damaged. और उस damage के वजह से कोई accident हुआ, people can sue the government. So उसको avoid करने के लिए government is always on their toes to make sure the traffic signs are of healthy quality. तो कैसे कर सकते हैं? अब एक हाईवे में पता नहीं कितना ट्रैफिक साइंस है, कितना बोर्ड्स होंगे, हम एक थोड़ी ना मैन्युअली जाके चेक कर सकते हैं. you'll miss something or you don't want to check it. तो इस प्रोसेस को ऑटोमेट करने के लिए we started using LiDAR and that is how I got more understanding. यहाँ मेरे को ना बहुत thoroughly 3D mapping, 3D vision, I got a better understanding here. तो वापस मैं आ गया इंडिया से, I came back to थापर and हमारा तो 6 महीने का इंटर्नशिप होता है. तो वो मैं गया इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ साइंस में. So there I had some good work done where we were trying to preserve privacy in images which are taken through CCTVs. मतलब CCTV में अब तुझे भी कोई आइडेंटिफाई कर सकता है, मुझे भी कोई आइडेंटिफाई कर सकता है. तो इसको कैसे सॉल्व कर सकता है? मतलब ठीक है पुलिस देखा तो अलग केस है, बट ऐसा थोड़ी ना हर बंदा जो CCTV फुटेज देख रहा है उसको पता चले कौन है. So we tried some work over that area, but फिलहाल आ गया. Then COVID came and struck us all. So we shifted our projects to COVID-based projects. I was working with Dr. Yogesh Simran. He works on graph and IoT-based projects. We started working on developing contact tracing through graphs. Like अभी जैसे हमारा आरोग्य सेतु होता है, क्या होता है? Like if we both come in contact, the database, our contact is stored in my system and your system. So basically, it's not really safe in terms of privacy. At least that's what I know. I'm not claiming anything, but yeah. So but here the concept we did is we tried to build a global graph of contacts. हम दोनों contact में आया तो it is like an edge in a global graph. Similarly, we are able to connect all these nodes where we are the nodes. That is a concept we worked on. So in the meantime, I got one paper published because of my work in Invento. जो हमारा कैप्स्टोन का प्रोजेक्ट होता है ना, तो वो मैंने काफी रिलेट कर पाया. रॉस और कंप्यूटर विजन किया था, तो मैंने कैप्स्टोन में यही किया था. तो वो एक डिसेंट भी नहीं, वो भी बेकार था कॉन्फ्रेंस. इट्स कॉल्ड IEEE ICA वहाँ हमारा बेस्ट पेपर हुआ था. सो दैट काइंड ऑफ हेल्प मी देयर. तो दैट वाज द रिसर्च आई डिड सो इन कॉलेज. फिर उसके बाद जैसे मैं कॉलेज से बाहर निकला, internship हो गया था. Then I started working. I tried to specialize my research into one particular area, that is multimedia. उसके बाद we had 2 publications in good conferences actually. So one is in ACM Multimedia and one is in IEEE Globecom. So these are premier conferences. So that is how my research journey has laid out so far. This helped me in my future studies and further studies.
सही है। अच्छा, जैसे ऐसा होता है कि नॉर्मली कॉलेज में अगर देखते हैं मैं या मेरे फ्रेंड्स भी काफी हैं कि प्लेसमेंट्स जो है वो बहुत ज्यादा ओवरहाइप्ड होती है कि द मोमेंट यू गेट इनटू कॉलेज यू आर आइदर लाइक कि मैं मजे करूंगा कॉलेज में एंड द सेकंड थिंग यू हैव इन माइंड कि मैं प्लेसमेंट करूँ। बट
True.
यू वर द गाय जिसको रिसर्च में और एक्चुअली कंप्यूटर साइंस अप्लाई करने में यू वर इंटरेस्टेड। तो आपका क्या टेक है कि वन शुड गो फॉर द प्लेसमेंट लाइक totally while the moment he or she enters the college और रिसर्च में एटलीस्ट एक आध बार ट्राई करना चाहिए या फिर कुछ प्रॉब्लम?
I think ये एक personal choice है. I feel people can do both. I think yeah, people can do both. If you're a good programmer, I think you can always crack. You can do both of them. So it's not a. I don't say that यही करना यही करना. It's not just it's a road. You can sail on both the boats here. But my opinion is you won't be able to. You can't अच्छे से नहीं कर पाओगे रिसर्च. मतलब you'll not be confident enough like यार कर सकता हूँ क्या कर सकता हूँ if you're always looking at placements. I think it's important you stay with open mind से रहो. There are a lot of things, man, like sometimes your family is going to put some pressure on you maybe, or you might be facing some pressure from your peers where everybody is looking towards placement. So there are a lot of different factors. So one thing I would say is getting your correct set of people. आप कहाँ जाना चाहते हो, getting the correct tribe of people around you. So they all follow a similar strategy and you can share idea sharing. I say both are excellent. Getting into placements is excellent. I mean, yeah, so that's important. So the correct way is try to explore both parallel. You can do that. I don't, people say ये मैं यहाँ ये कर रहा हूँ तो ये नहीं कर सकता हूँ. That's only if they're wasting time. You can do both of them. But eventually you'll find based on these different factors like financial factors and all of that, then you will start getting inclined towards one thing. Like for me, I was lucky. My parents supported me in what I wanted to do research and gave me a little freedom in that direction. I tried both, and then I got my factors also supported me doing research, and I also started showing inclination towards it. So ऐसा बढ़ गया मेरा. I don't think that's a valid excuse if they say that मैं ये कर रहा हूँ तो ये नहीं कर सकता हूँ. वो दोनों कर ही सकते हैं. So you have loads of time, man. थापर में ना इतना time मिलता है ना. So you can try your hands on both of them. So yeah, it's only about deciding and understanding what are the external forces acting on you. Like क्या parental pressure है, क्या peer pressure है, what is your interest, am I getting opportunities. तुम जितना भी research पे interest हो, if you're not working hard and you're not getting opportunities, what's the point? You'll be a donkey. That's it, right? You need to. So based on these external factors, you need to decide like कहाँ जाना चाहता है हम. So that happens over a sequence of time. It's not like एक second में decide कर सकते हैं ये और ये. So that's how I suggest people. Yeah.
सही है। तो अब रिसर्च से थोड़ा आगे आते हैं। Let's come on to the topic of doing a master's. तो especially doing a master's abroad. तो abroad के लिए first of all like अपना एक बार introduction दे दो कि what are your plans and what have you been doing for the master's?
Cool. So yeah, I got admits from a few universities. एक तो I got University of Southern California. I got 2 admits from that university. I got masters in CS, masters in AI. Then I got Purdue's sister campus, not the main campus, but I got it from a sister campus for masters in CS. I got from University of Maryland College Park for robotics, masters in robotics. And recently I got an admit from the University of Adelaide in Australia for a PhD. It's a direct PhD. So these are the admits I had. So the approach towards it is like this. First of all, you have to choose what area you want to work in. ये तो precisely होना चाहिए कि क्या करना चाहते हो, and उसके हिसाब से colleges choose करते हैं. Then you have the regular standardized tests like GRE, TOEFL. Let's not talk about those because I didn't score so great, but देना पड़ेगा. Okay, so GRE, TOEFL देके, then you have to write your SOPs, LORs. ये सब तैयार है ना, अप्लाई करना हर कॉलेज का 10 मिनट से कम बात है. लिटरली 10 मिनट्स लगते हैं कॉलेज को अप्लाई करने के लिए. You just need to fill these things and you're done. So these things, but to get these things done in 10 minutes, it will depend on how you have been working in your last 4 years, right? So if you're actually contributing something and you're actually making something, then you can write about those things in your resume. अभी कुछ किया नहीं तो क्या लिखोगे, right? So that is important. तो my search was like this. I used to search for there's a website called csrankings.org. तो उस website में you will get to rank the universities based on computer science on topics like computer vision में top 10 universities. We can filter such kind of things. तो मैं ऐसा करता था, तो कंप्यूटर विजन रोबोटिक्स चूज करके लिस्ट आता था, फिर प्रोफेसर्स के काम देखता था वहां, तो वो लोग कर क्या रहे हैं. Based on that, I applied for these universities. मैंने किया यार 15-16 यूनिवर्सिटीज किया था, 4 से आया, बाकी सब रिजेक्ट आया. तो इतना टफ होता है, बट हाँ करना पड़ेगा, यही है प्रोसेस.
सही भैया. अच्छा, ये तो हो गया कि तुम्हें प्रोजेक्ट्स वगैरह करना पड़ेंगे, और प्रोजेक्ट्स में दैट कैन इंक्लूड लाइक यू डूइंग इंटर्नशिप्स अंडर प्रोफेसर्स एंड यू डूइंग सम पर्सनल प्रोजेक्ट्स and things like that, right?
See, I think the way you should do this is not just like project kar raha hu. You should when you do a project, you should be able to speak about it. You know, सब लोग buggy करते हैं. I'm just saying, for example, buggy. What can you speak about it? I made a car moving around which doesn't crash around. It doesn't make sense, right? When you make a project, you should be able to explain its impact. ये कितने लोगों को फायदा हो सकता है, या ये अब मेरे फील्ड में क्या है. These are things. So I was lucky to notice this pretty early, क्योंकि मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, because I worked in this internship with Anil Gupta. He always talked about this. जब कुछ कर रहे हो, how is it going to impact people? It might not change the world in a night or something, but it should show that you're thinking like that. अभी जो हमने crop vandalism का project किया, ऐसे नहीं पूरा दुनिया का crop vandalism हमने रोक दिया. We didn't do anything maybe, but it just shows that your projects are in such a way that you're trying to help people, and this will add value to your SOPs or you're doing masters. So that is how I feel we should choose projects or research papers. I'm working on cricket and computer vision these days. Cricket and computer. So maybe it's not going to change the whole world, but what we're trying to do is 2 billion people watch cricket in this planet. Right? So we want to enrich their cricket watching experience. This is how you should talk numbers. So always try to do projects which can help in numbers. You can speak in terms of numbers. That is how I feel will help you in your master's applications.
So this was about the project and the portfolio. Now let's move on to the CGPA thing. Like, what is the CGPA that is required, like the other universities look up?
Yes. Again, this is very broadly going to change from university to university. So if you look at something like Southern University of Southern California, if you have anything below 9, don't even consider applying. Apply karo mat. Pata hai, seedha reject marega wo. And if you look something like ET at Zurich, right? ET, they also 9 se niche to application dekhenge bhi nahi. Right? So it's very specific to university, but majority of the universities, I would say anything above 8 or 8.5 is safe. Added, having a higher CGPA is always beneficial. कोई गलत काम नहीं है, अच्छे CGPA तो अच्छी बात है, but you're safe if you have anything about 8 to 8.5 plus. That, yeah.
This CG are talking for like private colleges only.
In the sense, थापर में बोल रहे हो क्या?
Yes.
नहीं, मैं masters I was telling with respect to masters, what is a good CGPA, but yeah.
I'm asking कि देख ऐसा होता है ना, कॉलेज टू कॉलेज पे डिपेंड करती है. देख आपकी बीटेक की जो CGPA है, वो कॉलेजेस है थापर में, मे बी इन प्राइवेट कॉलेजेस इट्स अ बिट इजियर टू गेट लाइक 8.5 or 9. But in different colleges like 7.5 मुश्किल से होती है.
I know.
वहाँ डिफरेंस क्या आता है?
Different आएगा. I don't think people will really check तुम कौन सा कॉलेज है, कितना CGPA. Maybe IITs and all different, but बाकी सब एक ही कैटेगरी के अंदर आता है, and they'll always look for above 8. So wherever you are, kahan bhi ho, I would say just try to maintain upper 8s. That's a this is safe. It doesn't mean having something below 8 is catastrophic or something like that. But what's a good thing? I would say above 8. Below 8, you can still try. You have good chances on your own. 8 is safe. No, that's how I would say.
सही है. अच्छा, अब बात करते हैं कि देख काफी एक मेजर जो दिक्कत आती है बच्चों को, इसकी MS करते हुए हमारा पैसा बहुत लग रहा है. लाइक there is a lot of fee, like the colleges start. तो उस पे आपका क्या टेक है?
Yeah, so again, as I told in the first part, this is one of the external factors which will influence what you want to do, right? So yeah, MS is expensive, but there are two ways to look about this. So first thing is you pay for your first semester and you do good, and you generally get a TA shape or RA shape. You got to make sure you check this out previously itself. Okay, तो जाने के पहले कि वहाँ के स्टूडेंट्स क्या कर रहे हैं, लिंक्डइन में चेक करो, लाइक लिंक्डइन में चेक करो इस कॉलेज के सेकंड ईयर स्टूडेंट्स क्या कर रहे हैं, आर दे गेटिंग पेड बाय आरएशिप्स एंड टीएशिप्स, इफ दे आर दैट मींस उस कॉलेज में ये कल्चर है दैट दे विल स्पॉन्सर योर एजुकेशन इन योर सेकंड ईयर, सो दैट विल drop all your expenses in the second year, and in the second internship you'll cover your first year ki fee, that will be sorted. Okay, there might be certain colleges jo RA-ships TA-ships exclusively PhD students ko dete hain, right, something like a Southern California, then it becomes filthily expensive. But there are scholarships, man, like people should know these scholarships. Like there is something called Natoram Sheshakari scholarship, I might getting the pronunciation right, but they completely fund your education, right? Or KC Mahindra scholarship. So if you're going abroad and if you're doing some quality work and in a good college, they generally do fund your masters. That's one way to look about it. Second way to look about it is self investment, right? अभी जब आप घर खरीदते हो, पैसा लगाते हो ना, क्यों लगाते हो? किसी रीजन होगा that over the years it will improve and multiply. It's the same thing. If you're investing on yourself, there is no better investment than that. Right? You're not going to put any parental pressure. Take your loan, go do your stuff, repay the loan. That's how I would see it. But again, this is very easier said than done. Yeah. So in other ways, I also, I also didn't want to pay that much of fee for masters. I don't know what is going to happen. ये सब assumption है ना, मेरा ये पैसे लगाने के बाद मेरा नौकरी लग जाएगा, मैं पैसा रिटर्न कर, एक assumption है, या मैं जाके वहाँ RA-ship लूंगा, पैसा वापस आ जाएगा, ये assumption है. So one of the best way to get clear of this assumption is get a PhD. Get a PhD and you're done. You don't pay a penny when you get a PhD. They're completely sponsored, right? So if you're looking for that way, try to aim for the PhDs. Then you might, even if not getting a PhD, you might get a funded MS by the professor because you're that good. So that is how I.
तो एक इंटरेस्टिंग बात आपने पहले भी की थी, अभी भी आप पीएचडी की बात कर रहे हो कि आपको डायरेक्टली पीएचडी मिल गई है.
हाँ जी.
तो ये चीज काफी लोग को नहीं पता होती, लाइक डायरेक्टली पीएचडी बीटेक के बाद कैसे.
Yeah, ये actually ये होता है कि you can do that. There is no hard requirement for doing a master's for PhD. If you have shown enough research potential, and if you're capable enough in programming, eventually programming is everything, bro. If you're a good programmer, you can do software engineering research. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so if you've shown capability in good research and good programming skills and decent achievement and publications, you can apply straight to a PhD. And it is going to save you 2 years time, because masters करने की जरूरत नहीं है, तो 3-4 साल में या 5 साल में PhD खत्म करो, and then you'll be a doctorate and you can start earning, right? And it's all coming for free. It's all coming for free. So yes, you can apply for a PhD directly, provided that you feel you have suitable credentials. Or not, the general path is do a masters and then apply for a PhD. Masters में वो skills बढ़ जाता है जो research के लिए चाहिए, and you can do a PhD. But yeah, it is possible, bro. And especially in countries like Australia and in the UK, right, there are better PhD opportunities which are completely more funded. Like specific projects, like a professor picks up some project and he can take PhD students on that project. They're called industrial PhDs, and वो भी काफी अच्छे होते हैं. मतलब you'll be completely given funding and all, and पूरा मस्त रहता है. And that's the best, and you'll be done quicker also. 2 years quicker than without doing a master's.
सही है. लाइक अभी आपने मेंशन किया कि प्रोग्रामिंग नॉलेज आपकी अच्छी होनी चाहिए, तो प्रोग्रामिंग नॉलेज अच्छी कैसे की जाए, लाइक आपने कैसे.
हाँ, तो I'll be honest, till third year मेरा प्रोग्रामिंग नहीं, fourth year तक भी शायद I didn't feel very अच्छा था, पर I didn't feel like I was smart enough to crack stuff. Like मतलब वो आइडिया आता है ना, वो शायद नहीं था. Then I took up 3-4 months exclusively. I stopped doing all my research and I started working. Like जैसे अगर गूगल के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं या अमेजोन के लिए प्रिपेयर करते हैं या कैंपस पे कैसे प्रिपेयर करते हैं, ऐसे प्रिपेयर किया. मेरा कैंपस प्लेसमेंट था नहीं तब. I was done with my college completely. पर तब भी I had admits in hand, तब सब कुछ था. So then I started really working on my programming and I started really putting my game up. So after that, I worked extensively on LeetCode. Extensively कुछ नहीं, sorry, ज़्यादा नहीं, 100 questions किया होगा, ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं किया. But I worked on data structures and algorithms. तो वो सब अच्छे से ढंग से, like ऐसा है ना, notes बनाया था, जैसे like anybody wakes you up in the middle of night, तुमको आ जाना चाहिए, हाँ ठीक है मैं कर सकता हूँ. So basics सब कुछ रखा, and it definitely affects your research also. You write better code and improves efficiency. one thing I feel very important if you're going into research or anywhere is having good command over your oops object oriented programming, because this will really change how you do research. You can use reusable modules and all that. So oops is something I'd highly recommend. Then I would highly recommend graphs is extremely important when you're doing research, knowing all the algorithm, because eventually if you look at everything can be represented as a graph. Every single thing can be represented as a graph, right? Even neural networks to some extent are graphs, and their edges are what, that the message sharing, like these, if I'm sure you might have seen what these neural networks work. It's technically like they're sharing some messages over the edges. So everything can be represented as a graph, and graph theory is something I would say works. Probability, probability statistics. If I had a chance of going back and start my learning again, I would do it in a more organized process of finishing certain books first and then go into deep learning. So, so yeah, you just be good in your maths and programming. I think that will help you as a researcher.
Okay, well, since we have got a lot of time, can we discuss about that organized process that you would like to do once you like get
Yeah.
some time back?
So, yeah, sure. So basically, I'll tell you an instance what happened. I was giving an interview for my PhD application at Adelaide. It went well. I got an admit, but I'll tell you what happened there. So he was asking me, he was bombarding me with questions on, you know, they were very good questions. Actually, I like those questions, but I was shocked that I couldn't answer them. Very basics, man. I mean, they're extreme basics in deep learning. There were, you can say, there were definitions also maybe, and I was not in a position to answer these questions. I was like, what is happening, man? Then I understood. Then the professor put forward a very good point. He said that you have very good practical experience. तुम PyTorch में शायद neural network code कर सकते हो, or you can, if I ask you to develop something, you'll develop it really quick. You're a good programmer and all, but your knowledge in deep learning is quite shallow. हमको लगता है if you're able to write, if you're able to code a neural network, और हो जाएगा, या MNIST डेटा सेट कर सकता है, या कुछ खुद की डेटा सेट पे क्लासिफिकेशन कर सकता है, ट्रांसफर लर्निंग कर सकता है. हमारा नॉलेज इतना ही रेस्ट्रिक्टेड है, because these are the tutorials you would have come across on Udacity or Udemy. यही सिखाता है. So that is not deep learning. So if I had a chance to go back and start my process from scratch, I would start with reading Ian Goodfellow and Bishop's pattern recognition. These two are like the Bibles of thing. और प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है ना, these books are dead tough. पहली बार सीखने में फट जाती है. It's so intimidating. Like as a first year, I would have felt very intimidating. But that is where you have to press the accelerator and try to break down. Maybe एक chapter पढ़ने के लिए शायद 10 days भी लग सकता है क्योंकि समझ नहीं आ रहा. But after that, things will start getting easier. It's that होता है ना, initial peak होता है. To reach that peak, it's difficult. It's like maybe getting to IIT is tough, but maybe performing in IIT is easier. I'm not saying it is easy, but I'm just telling. Getting into something is tougher. Like say that getting into an Amazon or Google is tough, but maybe after going there, you might perform much easily. Right? उसी type का. So getting started with it, the mathematics behind it is really tough. So for that, use YouTube, use Khan Academy, and ये बुक्स में ना बहुत हमको ना इंडियंस को आदत है कि देयर स्पून फेड एग्जांपल्स. लाइक कुछ अगर हमको वेरी बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट, हमको मीन सीखना चाहते हैं, व्हाट इज द कांसेप्ट ऑफ मीन, मीडियन, मोड. हमारे टीचर क्या करता है, सीधा 1 2 3 4 5 6 लिख देती है और इसकी मीन्स हम पे ये मीन है बताते हैं. सो व्हेन दिस इज स्पून फेड इनटू योर माउथ, you don't really think about what is happening. You just know that if I want to calculate mean, I'll just add them and sum by the number of elements. That's how you do. But in जैसे books में ना, they're very theoretical on how you approach this stuff. So that's what I say. Read those concepts. If you're not getting it, go through Khan Academy or some examples. Try to sing those concepts. And I would go through these things: Khan Academy and Ian Bishop. Ian Bishop is the cricketer. Christopher Bishop book, and then this is Ian Goodfellow's book. Ian Goodfellow is the one who made GANs and stuff like that. So. The deep learning book, it's all free, it's all available on the internet, it's all free. And after that, I might go detailedly through Andrew Ng, right? So Andrew Ng, then I would start looking into stuff like coding neural networks and all. If I have this intuition, the last step should be easier, right? So this is the process I would have done, but the process I did due to hackathons was a little messed up. So now I'm trying to rectify that process.
सही है. अब हैकाथॉन्स पे हम एंड में आएंगे. अभी let's move on to like once let's say you have done your MS or your PhD. what after that? Like, what is the lifestyle, or you can say what is the routine after you have done all the studies that you've done?
Sure. So after PhD, there are multiple. After masters, you can apply for jobs and stuff like that, or apply for a PhD. So after a PhD, there are multiple options, bro. One is staying academia. You can always be a faculty. You can do cutting edge research, right? So being a faculty, you get consultancies from other companies. Like some company might want to start some AI program in their company, and then you will be taken as a consultant. So you'll be on the pay scale of both the company as well as the pay scale on the university also. So you'll be getting two salaries, right? So and you might get a lot of sponsorships in picking up research projects. That's one way of income. Third, another way which is actually improving these days is because of companies doing cutting edge research. Like Amazon is coming with Alexa, improving its Alexa, some blah blah blah. They're doing stuff. Facebook is doing a bunch of stuff. So they are hiring PhD students as researchers in their companies. So people are doing their PhD in collaboration with the company, and then they get hired in the company itself. Every company is having their own research labs. Google Brain Research, Facebook's FAIR, it's called Facebook Artificial Intelligence Research, blah blah blah. Apple has its own research segment. There are areas which are going to pay filthily for PhD students in these companies, right? So there are certain positions. If you open Facebook's career page or Google's career pages, there are certain positions which us masters or bachelor students cannot even apply. They strictly say a PhD is required, right? So these are the positions I am eyeing on, at least hopefully. So if not, I like teaching. I really like teaching. I would like to be in academia. So these are some things I look forward, like staying in the academia, collaborating with researchers, and putting good contributions. Yeah, that's how I see it. I think
Yeah.
you get paid, bro. I'm sure if you do a PhD, you'll get money, not a problem. But yeah, so what you want to do is a choice now.
It like, if you talk of the money, like people are like either like once you're done with your college, you can either earn money or you can do a master's. So
Hmm.
I don't know, it's like a mindset ki if you're doing a master's, you're not gonna earn money. Like the professors don't earn a lot of money. I think according to you, that point is incorrect.
That's incorrect. So professors and filthy, bro. They earn a lot, man. I mean, if it depends, bro. Again, like how good as a professor are you? Are you
Hmm.
contributing to research? Are you doing cutting edge stuff in your field? If you're doing that, obviously university will want to have you in their thing, and then you'll be paid. Second, if you're doing the same thing, you'll be given a lot of projects and stuff like that from other companies. So you'll be on pay scale. So maybe it's right. Maybe they at the start of your career, maybe you might not be minting money as how much a software developer or something like that too. But I'm telling you, if you're a scientist in FAIR, like say Facebook or something, you will be earning triple what a software engineer earns.
Hmm.
Triple. You're contributing to research which they're going to deploy. So every position has its own merit, bro. Like, it's not that मैं PhD नहीं किया तो मैं कमाऊंगा, PhD किया तो नहीं कमाऊंगा. So it's just that it depends on your interest. मुझे लगता है I feel that I'll be a good fit in academia because I like teaching, I like research, I like writing. So I feel I might be able to excel there. But does that mean that that is the only way? No, that's not the only way. एक मेरा choice है. So people should choose like what. So there is no thing like यहाँ रहा तो कमा ना पाएंगे, यहाँ रहा तो कमा सकते. There's nothing like that. You will earn if you're good. That's it. That's simple as that.
सही भैया, तो अभी हमने रिसर्च की बात कर ली अच्छे से, और उसके बाद हमने बात की मास्टर्स एंड पीएचडी एंड एवरीथिंग. So अभी let's come to a segment in which we can discuss about like the common myths or misconceptions that people have in mind while they're studying. So if you have anything, like any random point that you want to discuss.
Yeah, I think one myth I think which has to be put into everybody's brain is जो लोग आके बोलते हैं CG important नहीं है, skills काफी है. Screw it. CG is important. Trust me. When I say CG is important, I don't mean that it is going to reflect like तुम्हारा 10 है, for example, मेरा 9 है. It doesn't reflect that you are intelligent than me. What it reflects is over the past 4 years, you are very consistent, you are hardworking, and you are dedicated to a system. That you are loyal to a system. Every person you ask, why don't you like your CGPA? The reason is मुझे interest नहीं है. That's a common reason you get. So it's not in life that you'll always be put into places where you have interest. What CGPA will reflect is अगर कहीं जगह तुम्हारा interest नहीं भी है, then also you're going to give your 100%. That is what your CGPA reflects. That's it. this is what students in masters also, and I mean admission committees in PhD also look for, or a masters look for. It's not that all your research projects, all your research courses, or your courses you take in your masters will be of your interest. You might be needing to take some course which might not be of your interest, but despite of that you are willing to give 100%. So for every fresher और सेकंड ईयर थर्ड ईयर स्टूडेंट जो लोग सीनियर आके बोलते हैं ना सीजी फर्क नहीं पड़ता, स्किल इंपॉर्टेंट है, एग्रीड, नो डाउट, सीजी भी इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट है. So just I mean ज़्यादा मेहनत नहीं लगता सीजी लगाने में. I mean spend 1 week and we'll cruise through, right?
हाँ, रीडिंग वीक में पढ़ना शुरू करो, हो जाता है सब
खत्म. रीडिंग वीक में पढ़ना है, कौन बोल रहा है पूरा दिन लगा लो. So it'll work out, bro. So that's how I feel people should approach it. That is one myth. Second, जो लोग बोलते हैं PhD, sorry, what do you say? The myth is like, if you're applying for a master's or PhD, GRE score is not the only thing people look for. तो लोग क्या करते हैं, GRE को थोड़ा कम प्रेफरेंस दे देते हैं, and they might score less. But I'm telling you, GRE is very important, bro. I scored a low GRE and I got rejected from many colleges. Right? So had I had an upper GRE score, I would have cracked much better colleges than where I'm going right now. Right? So GRE score is important. So for anyone who is telling that GRE is not the only thing, I know it's not the only thing, but at that point, it does not mean that you don't give importance to it. Give 100% effort to it. So don't freak out. Yeah. Next, one thing I would say that is companies and clubs. जो पहले थापर में आते सब लोग बोलते हैं यार ये सोसाइटी में रहो, वो सोसाइटी में रहो, कंपनी में फायदा होगा. Now ask, tell me one person apart from a few companies, but tell me few good companies which have said that okay, तुम इस सोसाइटी का मेंबर हो तो मैं तुझे लूंगा. I don't see. You see what I'm trying to stay there, right? Being in clubs and societies is important for your social interaction. It will improve your social interaction, and maybe being in a team. But does it mean that you dedicate your life and soul to the club and you're not studying? No, that does not how it works. And does it mean that you enroll yourself into all that 150 clubs you have in Thapar? No, that does not mean. Choose one club of your interest. Choose one. I'm not going to sell any club saying that ये club तुझे सिखाएगा, कुछ नहीं कर पाया. क्या कोई club join करने से कौन कुछ सीखा या कौन कुछ सिखाया? It's very less. It's that you will just be a part of a cult where you get familiarized with people, you make good friends. These people will stay with you forever, and they'll help out. But at this point, I would say that don't immerse yourself so much that you're risking out your career for it. Your club won't be a rescue when something is wrong, right? So be there in societies, but at the same time try to maintain that balance. I've seen some people utterly ruin themselves by being in 100 clubs. That doesn't work, right? And जो भी कहते हैं MBA में फायदा होगा, भाई घंटा फर्क पड़ता है MBA वालों को. They hardly bother, but they look at work experience. They look at work experience, and your work experience is shattered if you don't even get a good job, right? They look at work experience, they look at your performance. So I'm not denying that don't be in a club. Be in a club, be active, but don't break your bones for it. These are the 3 popular college myths I think we should debunk.
What is your routine like in this COVID situation from the point you wake up and till the point you go to bed?
Yeah. So let's say from March it started, right? This COVID pandemic and this lockdown and stuff like that. So I was at home and I was interning with the Indian Institute of Science back then. So it was work from home back then. So pretty much it was a packed schedule, bro, because of this COVID project, we were working on COVID related projects for this thing. So we had to keep up with the number of cases and our systems and all. So it used to be very packed, like morning 8 to night 8. I used to work on this thing only. And eventually, wahan se I got a little stressed out and it kind of took a turn on me, and like I quit from there and I joined Inventor Robotics. Inventor Robotics is one of my favorite places to work. So जहाँ मैंने second year पे intern किया था, तो यही आ गया मैं 6 महीने के लिए, because I couldn't go abroad. तो यहाँ routine ऐसा होता है कि I go to office at 9, I come back at 5:30. Occasionally it becomes extremely late where we have robots we're deploying or something like that. But I'm spending a lot of time on getting solid understanding of my deep learning. Like I want to structure. मैं ऐसा सीख रहा हूँ, अगर मैं किसी को सिखाना चाहता हूँ तो मतलब तभी सिखा सकते हो जब खुद परफेक्ट होते हो ना, तो उस लेवल में जा रहा हूँ. So I come back home, I have dinner, I either cook or eat from the mess, and I'm watching a lot of videos on YouTube and I'm reading the books so far. So this is my routine so far. I come back home, study, and I cycle back and through for the office. So that's how I just maintain some getting some fresh air or something like that.
So you're like not at home, you're somewhere else, like
I
in
mean,
Delhi or something.
बैंगलोर में हूँ, पीजी में रहता हूँ फिलहाल. So
Oh,
yeah, that's how it's going so far. Yeah. And
सही
I
है
am
भैया.
this is better than college routine. College में तो भाई पता नहीं कब सोते थे, कब उठते थे. 3:30, 4:30 सोते थे. 9 बजे अगर जाना है तो कॉलेज जाता था, ना तो फोर्थ ईयर में तो गया ही नहीं. So yeah.
सही है भैया. अच्छा, ये तो चलो कोविड की बात हो गई. वी आर मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन लिसनिंग योर रूटीन, लाइक व्हेन यू वर up like preparing for the exams and everything, like before applying to the institute, like what was your routine at that time when you
So
were
I
very
was in
serious?
Thapar back then. I was in Thapar only back then, right?
Yes.
So I started my preparation, I would say pretty early, like 9 months पहले. So generally application deadline December में होता है. So I started like when I was in the US in my third year summer. तो वहाँ GRE के लिए पढ़ रहा था. जैसे ही मैं US से आया, GRE लिख दिया, TOEFL लिख दिया. So one thing I would suggest is anybody trying to start their GRE, I mean, start their looking for abroad research and all stuff like that. Write your GRE TOEFL as quick as possible. तो वो खत्म कर लो. तो उस टाइम में मैं क्या करता था, सो फोर्थ ईयर के टाइम पे प्लेसमेंट्स होते थे ना लोगों का, सबका प्लेसमेंट्स होते थे. सो वी वर नॉट मेंट टू गो टू क्लासेस एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट, राइट. सो मतलब जाना चाहिए था पर गया नहीं. सो उस टाइम जब मेरा फ्रेंड्स प्लेसमेंट के लिए पढ़ रहा था, मैं फटाफट GRE TOEFL के लिए पढ़ा था और मैंने दे दिया था. GRE TOEFL मैंने क्विकली दे दिया था. सो आफ्टर दैट there's nothing else to do after giving your GRE TOEFL, getting your LORs and SOPs. तो उसके लिए I would say give your GRE TOEFL by October, सितंबर अक्टूबर के महीने में दे दो. फिर नवंबर पूरा डेडिकेट करो अपनी SOPs, LORs लिखने में, प्रोफेसर्स को ईमेल लिखने में कि मैं यहाँ आना चाहता हूँ, आपके पास वैकेंसी है क्या, आप फंड कर सकते हो क्या मेरे को, ऐसे ईमेल्स लिखना, या PhD पोजीशंस वैकेंट है क्या. It's a hectic process, bro. It's a torture, I'm telling you, na. It'll drain your soul out of you. And the problem is, after you do all this effort, जनवरी से मार्च तक वो टेंशन होता है ना, आएगा नहीं, आएगा नहीं, आएगा नहीं. You applied for 16 colleges and you're not getting results, right? And because ऐसे जैसे हमारे JEE में क्या होता है, we have a cut off. यहाँ तक आ गया तो we know, पता चल गया कि हाँ आ जाएगा मेरा. यहाँ तो पता ही नहीं चलेगा. अलग अलग लोगों को अलग अलग केसेस हैं, right? After that you start getting rejections तो दिल ना फट जाती है भाई, इतना मेहनत किया. So this was the general timeline, like this is what the timeline I found. Routine in the sense nothing much, bro. I was sitting in the room preparing for GRE TOEFL. वो नहीं तो कुछ पढ़ रहा था, कोडिंग वगैरह कर रहा था भाई, डेटा स्ट्रक्चर वगैरह, nothing else.
सही है भैया. अच्छा ठीक है, फिर अब हम लास्ट पार्ट पे आते हैं, जो सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट, दैट इज योर कॉलेज लाइफ. तो एक छोटा सा रैपिड फायर. सबसे पहले तो आप क्लासेस कितनी, आपकी अटेंडेंस कितने परसेंट थी?
फोर्थ ईयर में शायद 0 था. एक भी नहीं अटेंड किया फोर्थ ईयर में. बट फर्स्ट ईयर में आई पॉसिबली had full attendance first year and second year, and my notes were pretty much popular, so yeah.
So you were the studious guy in the class, right?
First 2 years में, फिलहाल उसके बाद बकचोदी.
सही है भैया. अच्छा, आपकी CG कितनी थी फोर्थ ईयर में?
तो ओवरऑल इट्स 9.05. फर्स्ट ईयर में 9.5 था, फिर उसके बाद सीधा मतलब सीधा जाते गया, एंड इवेंचुअली आई रीच्ड अ पॉइंट वेयर आई हिट 8. And then last 2 semesters I got perfect, and so yeah, I picked up.
Yeah, like ये वाली स्टोरी मैंने पहले भी सुनी, like एक दो पुराने पॉडकास्ट में भी the seniors are like last semester में perfect 10, last 2 semester में perfect 10. ये कैसे 10 कैसे आ रहा था हमसे?
ये मिथ है. बाकी कॉलेज में लास्ट सेमेस्टर में CG घटता है, बस थापर में CG बढ़ता है. तो ऐसा होता है because we go for industrial training, right? 6 months internship पे जाता है, तो ऑब्वियसली वहाँ मिल ही जाएगा, अच्छे CG मिल जाएगा. प्रेजेंटेशन
वहाँ इंडस्ट्री वाले CG होते हैं वहाँ.
हाँ, वो लोग कई मार्क्स देते हैं, फिर फाइनल प्रेजेंटेशन होता है, जो बोल दो भाई, सब कुछ कर जो किया तो you'll get good CG. Yeah.
सही है, ये इंटरेस्टिंग था. तो हैकाथॉन्स में आपने हैकाथॉन्स वगैरह कितने लगाए कॉलेज?
बहुत लगा रहे थे. पहले 2 साल तो हैकाथॉन पे हैकाथॉन जा रहे थे हम. See, it's good. Hackathon is very good. We've won a few hackathons also. We've been to that Chitkara Octahacks. We won the NSIT's Team C hackathon. We won. Then we won IGDTU's hackathon. So we won a bunch of hackathons. But at one point, it was good. It was good that I realized second year first semester के बाद my team made अब से कोई hackathon नहीं जा रहा. Smart India hackathon नहीं गए थे, या any hackathon, we just stopped. We completely stopped because the problem with hackathon, we're doing repetitive stuff, bro. Like जहां भी जाए we're trying to do the same thing but in a different version of it or something different, very confined to the hackathon. It's not helping us grow, it's not helping me improve as a person in terms of my technology skills, right? And sometimes it becomes such an addiction. Sometimes winning hackathons or going to hackathons becomes such an addiction. The adrenaline is very high. It becomes such an addiction that you can't get over it. The just moment I stopped going to hackathons, and I started working on other things, on other projects, on other something different from what I did in hackathon that helped improve my resume. Right, I can write I won this hackathon, this hackathon, this hackathon. What did I do in this hackathon? Every project looks similar. Like I used object recognition to do this. There I used some object recognition to do something else. I did some data, some web application to do this. They look similar. Then I stopped. Another thing which hackathons, it's good to get exposure, and that feeling is awesome, and you should do to get hands-on experience hackathons. But something which troubled me in hackathons is my learning got absurd. जब मैं ऑब्जेक्ट मुझे आइडिया आया था ये हैकाथन में इम्प्लीमेंट करना चाहता हूँ, तो उसके लिए मैं प्रॉपर प्रोसेस में जाना चाहिए. ऑब्जेक्ट डिटेक्शन करना चाहता हूँ तो मैं I just jumped सीधा API मारा, API से क्लिक किया, and some API would get me some results, and we call it deep learning. So that things happened. Yeah, so I did go to a lot of hackathons. We had a lot of fun, enjoyed some of the best hackathons, NASCOM के hackathons and stuff like that. But yeah, have a threshold, like कितना hackathons करना चाहते हो और उसके आगे मत करो. That's it. I would recommend that.
ऐसे ही है भी आप. अच्छा, एक क्वेश्चन जो मैं हर बंदे से पूछता हूँ कि कॉलेज के अंदर लाइफ बेटर थी कि अब लाइफ बेटर?
My college life is the best life. मैं बोलता हूँ, I come, मैं 8th क्लास से नारायणा में था, नारायणा चैतन्य, you might have heard of these things I would say. So they really, they torture you, I mean, for your JEE preparation and all. 8th and 12th 4 years I was there. That's one part of my life. Then I had engineering life, and now I'm in this thing, and I can challenge you, there is no better life. You'll never get this 4 years life back. I really wish I had one more semester, just to spend with friends and in hostel.
तो मेरे अकॉर्डिंग है कि हमने सब कुछ कवर कर लिया है. और कोई पॉइंट आपको लगा रह गया हो?
No, I think yeah, that's all from my side. I just wish everybody does well in college and थापर का नाम रोशन कर ले, यार जो भी कॉलेज है सबके नाम रोशन कर ले. I mean, I eventually find we should really work in research. I mean, as a country also, अगर हमको आगे बढ़ना है, अब हम देखो यार, कई यूनिवर्सिटी यूएस में ऑब्जेक्ट रिकॉग्निशन एल्गोरिथम योलो बना देती है, हम सारे अंडर ग्रेजुएट योलो छापते रह गया, राइट? या कुछ बना. So I think country आगे तभी जाएगा if people start really focusing on doing something innovative. I don't know if people have read this book. It's called Peter Thiel 0 to 1. It's a very famous book. उसमें first chapter itself he says that countries like US, Switzerland, UK वो क्या करते हैं, फिर वो they grow horizontally. मतलब दे एक दिन कंप्यूटर इन्वेंट करते हैं, एक दिन आईपॉड इन्वेंट करते हैं, ये सब करते रहते हैं. हम चाइना एंड इंडिया व्हाट वी डू इज वी ग्रो वर्टिकली. मतलब हम एक कंप्यूटर को लेते हैं और उसी को 1000 कंप्यूटर्स बनाते हैं. But we should start growing horizontally in inventing new products, and I think that will happen at our level only. We are the ones to blame. कोई society को blame नहीं करना चाहिए. सब कुछ इंटरनेट में पड़ा है. Maybe money is something. We should really start looking into that area, and I hope people do that. Yeah, even I should do it also. It's easier said again than done. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
सही है भैया. अच्छा, फिर आपसे मिलके हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा. बहुत अच्छी प्यारी वाली बातें हमने की, और आई एम श्योर कि हमारे व्यूअर्स को काफी हेल्प मिलेगी, एंड दे माइट consider if they weren't so far of doing research and MS and PhDs and like literally pushing into that area. So thanks a lot for your time. We wish you all the very best. Thanks for joining.
Sure, my pleasure. Okay, bye bye.